Good morning. If I could get everyone's attention, please. I'm Kimberly Erb with the Elmore County Commission Office. On behalf of the County Commission, I want to welcome you to County Government Day. This year's theme for County Government Day is Brilliant Ideas at Work. Counties play an essential role in keeping America's communities healthy, vibrant, and safe. Today we have our activities planned inside due to the weather. All students will participate in a county commission meeting. All students that are eligible who haven't registered to vote will be given the opportunity to do so. We have demonstrations today from the Highway Department, the EMA office, the Sheriff's Department Special Operations Unit, and then we'll have a courthouse tour of different booths associated with county government. You may have noticed on your way in there is bottled water downstairs in the lobby. There are also Elmore County recycling containers throughout the courthouse to recycle your bottled water and any papers you pick up along the way. I just want to remind everyone to please silence your cell phones. Now I'd like to introduce our chairman, Mr. Troy Stubbs.
On behalf of the County Commission and all employees in county government, we appreciate your attendance today. We hope that you will learn something from this experience and that you'll, in the end, be motivated by having a better understanding of county government, how it operates, and how you individually can be active participants in your local county government. This is the 14th year that we have hosted County Government Day as part of the National Association of Counties County Government Month. If you noticed when you came in the building today, we have blue bows over the courthouse doors and blue balloons in front of the courtroom. These are in recognition of Child Abuse Prevention Month, which we will talk more about later in our meeting. In addition to that, when you came in today, you may have noticed that the American flag is at half staff today. This is by declaration of Governor Kay Ivey in remembrance of the 6th anniversary of the tornadoes, which is today, that anniversary, and we want to recognize and remember all of those who suffered any type of loss in that event, and all of our specialized service members, police, firemen, and others who did an excellent job during those disasters. I would like to let each of you know that we are appreciative of your willingness to be here today. We have students from the following schools: Elmore County High School, Holtville High School, Stanhope Elmore High School, Tallahassee High School, and Victory Baptist. Give yourself a round of applause. I'm going to take a moment now and introduce some of the elected officials that are here with us today. Some are unable to be here due to conferences and other obligations, but we will also recognize them. With us seated in front, we have District Judge Glenn Goggins, Sheriff Bill Franklin, Revenue Commissioner Lee Macon, and Circuit Clerk Brian Justice. We'll give them a round of applause. Unable to be with us today, regrettably, for various reasons, all good reasons. We would like to recognize Probate Judge John Enslin, Circuit Judge Ben Fuller, District Attorney Randall Houston, Circuit Judge Bill Lewis, District Judge Patrick Pinkston, Elmore County Board of Education Superintendent Richard Dennis, County Coroner Brad Linville, and Presiding Circuit Judge Sibley Reynolds. I'm going to take a moment now and introduce each of our county commissioners who are seated in front of you, give you some geographic idea of where they represent, what part of the county, and then we will proceed to our commission meeting. Each of these commissioners will have an opportunity to address you later in the day. We have first Commissioner Kenny Holt in District 1, which represents Deatsville, Eclectic, and Titus. We have Mac Daughtry with District 2, representing Eclectic and Tallahassee. We have Bart Mercer, District 4, representing Elmore and Millbrook. We have Earl Reeves, representing District 5, which is Millbrook, Tallahassee, and Wetumpka. And myself, I represent District 3, which is primarily the city of Wetumpka and surrounding areas. Again, we'll hear from these commissioners later. We will now proceed with our work session of our County Commission meeting dated Thursday, April 27, 2017. We'll invite these elected officials to go and be seated. I will call the meeting to order. First item of business is a special item that we would like to, and we're delighted to have you with us today to share in this. I would like to invite Miss Ruth Ward to come forward. We will be presenting a resolution honoring the life and service of Captain Robert Terry Ward. Resolution honoring Robert Terry Ward for public service. Whereas the Elmore County Commission recognizes and honors the life and service of Captain Robert Terry Ward to the Elmore County Sheriff's Department and to the citizens of Elmore County. And whereas Captain Ward had a heart to put others first and serve the public with nearly 40 years of service, beginning his career with the Montgomery Police Department in 1978, where he served 16 years. And whereas Mr. Ward also served on the Millbrook Police Department in the Robbery and Homicide Division and as a deputy with the Montgomery County Sheriff's Department before coming to Elmore County Sheriff's Department in 2002 as a deputy. And whereas Terry was promoted to Chief Investigator in 2008 and was known for his wisdom by solving cases faster than the national average. And whereas Mr. Ward became Patrol Captain in 2015, where he continued to serve and protect the citizens of Elmore County until his life ended on March 28, 2017. And whereas our deepest condolences and heartfelt prayers are extended to the family of Robert Terry Ward, who is survived by his wife, Ruth Ward, 3 children, Stephanie Louise House, Jason Michael Ward, and Seth David Ponzer, grandchildren Lacey Lane Ward and Lane Michael Ward, and his 2 brothers, Wayne Ward and Glenn Ward. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Elmore County Commission that we hereby acknowledge Captain Ward's professionalism and dedication to serve the citizens of Elmore County and mourn the loss of his life. Presented this day, 27 April 2017.
Hello everyone, my name is Ruth Ward. I'm a tribal police officer with the Porch Creek Indians at the Montgomery Wing Creek Casino. My husband, Robert Terry Ward, started his public service early. His mother was a dispatcher at Montgomery Police Department. His father was a veteran of the United States military. He came from a family of public service. When he was 20 years old, he became a cadet with the Montgomery Police Department. When he was 21, he went to the police academy. He stayed there at Montgomery Police Department for 17 years, and when he left, he was in the Robbery and Homicide Division. He went to the Attorney General's office for 4 years after that to serve the public. Then he went to Chief of Police at Millbrook, the city of Millbrook, when Mo Minor was mayor. Then he went to the Montgomery County Sheriff's Department, and then in the latter of his life, he was with Sheriff Franklin at the Elmore County Sheriff's Department as a chief investigator and patrol captain. My husband had a way with people that nobody else I've ever met he could talk to people, calm them down if they were excited. He truly cared about the public, and he truly cared about the victims of crime as well as the people that committed crime. He did his best to keep the public safe, and that's what public service is all about. I retired from the state of Alabama as a police officer, and now I'm on my second career with the Poarch Creek Indian Tribal Police. Public service cannot be taken lightly. You have to make a commitment to do what you need to do to protect and serve the public. And my husband did that for 40 years. And I appreciate this resolution from the Elmore County Commission honoring his public service to protect and serve all of us in Elmore County and Montgomery County and Millbrook and the Montgomery Police Department over the years. Thank you all so much.
I was hoping Ruth would touch on the fact that I know everybody that has a family member or anybody that you know that dies, they feel like that's a special person. This man was no different. Blessed to have known him. And I want to tell you, Terry was unique in the way that anytime we had a combative individual or somebody that was malicious or somebody that was hard to deal with, irate, if myself or the chief on the other side of the county are tied up in the office, we always called Terry. Terry, the most unique thing I can say about him was he worked with us since 2002, never got a complaint on Terry Ward. He was that kind of a guy. Give you the shirt off his back, everybody loved him, just a great guy. I know you hear that about a lot of other individuals, but if we'd have had 100 guys just like Terry, been a great department. But I appreciate y'all.
We have one other special item that we would like to share with you today. It's a presentation of proclamation by County Extension and Department of Human Resources for Child Abuse Prevention Month. I'd like to invite all those who are participating in that to come forward and stand here, and I will read this proclamation. Child Abuse Prevention Month, a proclamation. Whereas preventing child abuse and neglect is a community challenge that requires the involvement of people throughout the community. Whereas child maltreatment often occurs when people find themselves in stressful situations without community resources and they do not know how to adequately cope. Whereas the majority of child abuse cases stem from situations and conditions that are preventable in an engaged and supportive environment. Whereas child abuse and neglect can be reduced by making sure each family has the support that they need to raise their children in a healthy environment. Whereas all citizens should become involved in supporting families in raising their children in safe, nurturing environments. Whereas effective child abuse prevention programs succeed because of partnerships created among social service agencies, schools, faith communities, civic organizations, law enforcement agencies, and the business community. Therefore, we do hereby proclaim April as Child Abuse Prevention Month and call on all citizens, community agencies, faith groups, medical facilities, and businesses to increase their participation in efforts to support families, thereby preventing child abuse and strengthening the communities in which we live. Signed this day, 27 April 2017. We definitely want to recognize these individuals up here. I would like to invite a couple of them to come and share a few remarks with you regarding Child Abuse Prevention Month.
Thank you, Commissioner Stubbs. On behalf of the Elmore County Extension Office, I just want to thank all of you for being here today. Thank the Commission for taking time during County Government Day for letting us have this opportunity. We would like to thank the Alabama Department of Child Abuse and Neglect Prevention for the funds that they give us each year to do the programs that we do in child abuse prevention, and also our partners, the Alabama Parent Education Prevention Center and DHR, for the work that we partner with and doing the work that we do in schools throughout Elmore County, and also the County Commission for their generous allocation that they provide us each year, and the partnership with the schools that we have also. So thank you very much, and thank you for the time today.
Good morning. I'm Michelle Wood. I am the Director of the Elmore County Department of Human Resources. And with April being National Child Abuse Prevention Month, Elmore County Department of Human Resources encourages all individuals and citizens of Elmore County to play a role in making sure that the children of Elmore County are safe. We promote social and emotional well-being for all of the children of the county. DHR's mission is to provide for the protection and well-being of all of the children that live here in our county. During 2016, Elmore County investigated 469 reports of alleged abuse and neglect involving 686 children that live in Elmore County. That's a lot of children and a lot of reports for a county this size. We could not do what we do without the wonderful partnerships that we have with our local schools, our agencies such as the Extension Office and APEC, the faith communities, law enforcement, the local governments and the County Commission, and we appreciate the support that they provide us to be able to allow us to do the job that we do. April is a time to celebrate the role that every community partner plays in preventing child abuse and neglect. And I urge you, as citizens and community partners, to engage in activities that help strengthen families across the county. Thank you again to the Commission for recognizing Child Abuse Prevention Month.
We will now proceed with the regular business of our work session. Review the minutes of the April 10, 2017 Commission meeting. Are there any corrections or comments? Review memorandum of warrants for the period of April 6, 2017 through April 19, 2017. Ms. McDuffie?
Yes, Chairman. The memorandum of warrants for the period stated is $1,113,643.87.
Thank you. Any comments or questions? All right, proceeding with our old business, consider the Horseshoe Bend Regional Library Board appointment due 4/27/17. Named candidate Philip Jadiri. Any additional names to consider or comments from any of the commissioners? Okay, proceeding, consider Mid-South RC&D Council at-large board appointment due 4/27/17. This obviously will be postponed. We do not have any candidates listed here. We'll continue to reach out to RC&D to get names for that board appointment. Proceeding with the new business, we would like to invite Sheriff Bill Franklin to come to the podium and address the County Commission regarding a donation of vehicle from Sheriff's Department to the City of Wetumpka for the DARE program.
Yeah, I appreciate the time. I was approached by Chief Danny Billingsley with Wetumpka. I think they're desirous of trying to secure a vehicle to use in their DARE program that goes throughout the county. We have such a vehicle that was I guess you could say, the drug asset forfeiture, allowed this to take place and us secure the vehicle from the work that the Drug Task Force did. What we would like to do is donate it to them for an undetermined amount of time. They are going to mark it up, put their decals on it and everything, but the problem is it's in our name right now. For them to have insurance on the vehicle, it needs to be in their name. What I'm asking is if we could pretty much revert the ownership to the city of Wetumpka. At such time they get through the vehicle, they can revert it back to us. This is not a vehicle owned by the county commission. It's the sheriff's office vehicle by virtue of the drug asset forfeiture laws.
Thank you. Any comments or questions from any commissioners? Thank you, Sheriff Franklin. All right, we will proceed with discussion regarding the back-to-school sales tax holiday resolution. Are there any comments or questions regarding this? We anticipate this being in line with the other neighboring communities, cities, and municipalities, effective the third Friday of each July and ending the third Sunday of each July. Any comments or questions regarding that?
Yeah, Ms. McDuffie, I read in your notes where we had said this is the same resolution as in past in the previous years. Is anything different about this one at all? It's just the same standard resolution?
It's my understanding that what passed in the regular session was setting it a specific weekend in the year up until...
No different from that?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Very good. Thank you. That's all I have, Chairman.
All right, thank you. Any other comments, questions? All right, we will proceed with the discussion, consider the resolution to replace bridge on Cherokee Trail over Wallahatchie Creek. Mr. Byer.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, this bridge on Cherokee Trail has reached a point to where we're having structural issues with it. This resolution provides us the mechanism to secure federal funds for the replacement of this structure. We're currently working on design and plans for it, but this resolution is required for us to start the process to secure the federal funds to replace it.
All right, thank you. Any comments or questions from Mr. Byer?
Mr. Byer, once the funds are procured, and we're optimistic that there will be any time frame on that.
We hope that construction can start on that within the next 12 to 18 months.
Thank you.
Would it be any participation on our part, or would it be 100% grant?
No, sir. It's a 80-20 grant, 80-20. Like most all our other federal aid grants.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other? All right, we will proceed with the discussion of the multi-year memorandum of agreement with PCI for an annual contribution. Any comments or questions regarding this? It's my understanding that our County Attorney, Jeff Courtney, has reviewed this document. Is that correct?
I have, Mr. Chairman.
Maybe Mr. Byer, you might be able to address this. In the past, this agreement has been done annually.
Yes, sir. In the past, the PCI has asked us to come with an application or a request on an annual basis, and this will, for the first time, set out a multi-year donation from the Porch Creek Indians. This is in line with presentations and discussions we've had with them over the last several years. The funds that go into this annual contribution go towards law enforcement and infrastructure projects.
All right, thank you. Any other comments or questions? All right, we will proceed with the consent docket to approve the travel memo, approve County Attorney Jeff Courtney to attend legal issues facing city and county government CLE training on May 5 and 6, 2017, and approve associated expenses listed, and approve FMLA request for Christina Womble, Tag Supervisor, effective 4/17/17. Any comments or questions regarding any of these items? Travel memo. We have the ACCA annual conference, which is scheduled in August. We have Highway Department Infrastructure Week in Washington, D.C., and that's it. We've got ACCA participants both from the County Commission and from the Highway Department and Revenue Commission as well.
Okay.
So they're attending their individual conferences.
Okay. What about the one in Washington?
That is the Highway Department Infrastructure Week in Washington, D.C. later in May for Richie Beyer. Richie, can you address
Yes,
that? Some of your expenses are coming from...
This is a special fly-in trying to work on the Trump infrastructure package. There's many entities that are coming in that are going to be a day-and-a-half fly-in, and as part of my role on the NACO Transportation Steering Committee as one of the leadership, this is one of the meetings that they're trying to get as many county officials there, and that's part of the Transportation Steering Committee's role, is to be there to promote that.
Okay, thank you.
Any other comments or questions? All right, we will proceed with personnel notifications. Notification of resignation of Antonio T. Brown, Corrections Officer, effective 4/13/17. We will now proceed with the reports to the Commission. We will begin with County Administrator Grace McDuffie.
Yes, Chair, but I just have one quick update concerning the Policies and Personnel Manual project that we've been working on. I have received quite a few very good comments. I am summarizing those and will be ready to present those at the meeting next week.
Thank you. Mr. Beyer, Highway Department.
Commissioner, Chairman, the project on Ingham Road is set to begin next week. It's replacing 2 bridges on that route. This is also a project that was in concert with the resurfacing of Deatsville Highway over in the Millbrook area. We sent out press releases yesterday and have signs up to make sure that the public is aware of it. This is something that has been run through the press, though, since around Christmas time related to that Deatsville Highway project. We also finished up or making final touches on Double Bridge Ferry over in the Eclectic area, finishing that federal aid resurfacing project. And within the next 2 weeks, we should start a resurfacing or a microsurfacing project on Dexter and Pierce Chapel over in the Wallsboro area. Then we will have one more airport road that will begin sometime after school gets out, and that will more or less wrap up our federal aid resurfacing for the summer. Still waiting to see if anything comes out of the A-Trip 2 program. Still trying to see if that legislation will get through to where we'll have an opportunity to do some additional county roads over the next 18 to 24 months. Mr. Chairman, that's all I have in the way of report. Do y'all have any questions of me?
All right, thank you. Mr. Jones, Emergency Management Agency.
Yes, Chairman and Commissioners, just a couple of items I wanted to report on. Next week we're hosting a special event security planning for public safety professionals course on May 2nd and 3rd. And then May 8th and 9th, we'll be going through a drill with State EMA on a hurricane exercise. The state hurricane exercise is going to be that week, and then we're going to actually host our county-wide hurricane exercise May 31st. It's going to be later in the month, but those are the 2 items I wanted to report on, just to give y'all an update on. Do y'all have any questions of me at this time?
Thank you. All right, County Attorney Jeff Courtney.
Chairman, Commissioners, the seminar, the CLE that I'm going to be attending is going to touch a lot of the areas that pertain to the county, not just general updates in applicable law, but there are many areas that are going to touch what many of the department heads deal with on a day-by-day basis, and I will be giving a report to each and every one of them, as well as each and every one of you, on the results from that seminar.
Thank you.
Any questions for me?
All right, we will proceed now with the reports from the Commissioners. We'll begin with Commissioner Holt from District 1.
It certainly is great to see each and every one of you here. We wish you'd come every meeting. We'd really enjoy it. It really looks good to look out and see all of you young people that are you're fixing to start your careers one way or the other, because you're all seniors, I think is right. So you'll be taking some career path, either to education or to work, one or the other. and we're glad that y'all would take the time to come here, and we think you'll enjoy the activities today. I think you'll have a real good time, you have a good lunch, and everybody will learn something about county government, because one day some of you will probably be sitting here. I hope so. And we really appreciate y'all taking the time. Other than that, Mr. Chairman, everything that in my district's been running very smooth thanks to the Highway Department. We worked well together since the last meeting, and to my knowledge, we don't have any unresolved issues of any significance. Is that not right? Okay. And we thank you a lot for your people and your service. And thank you all for coming today, too, again.
All right, Commissioner Daughtry, District 2.
Certainly we can all reiterate what Commissioner Holt just said. You are the future of Elmore County, and we hope you'll stay involved in government on every level, because like he said, one of these days every one of us up here will be gone, so y'all are the future of this county. So please stay involved and stay abreast of what's happening in politics, particularly in your county, that involves every person in this room. I'd like to thank Ruth for coming today and letting us honor the memory of this wonderful man whom I had the privilege of working with on numerous occasions. Thank you for sharing him with Elmore County for many, many years. I'd like to especially thank Mr. Byer and his County Highway Department for what he just mentioned on Double Bridges Ferry Road in the eclectic area. I've gotten several comments from residents on that road recently, and if you haven't driven that road and you live in the eclectic area, it's like driving on I-65 or I-85. It's a wonderful improvement, so we thank you for that. I'd like to welcome every one of you again, especially in my district, the Elmore County Panthers and the Tallahassee Tigers, for being here today. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Mercer, District 4.
Sure, thank you, Chairman. Everyone has heard the comments made by the previous commissioners here, and of course this is a time where we do make general comments. And something else we may do during this time is report on those departments in our county, or those specific areas of the county that are county functions that we've been assigned to be the point of contact for. My particular area and would be the economic development effort in our county, and I work very closely with an organization in our county that has the name of Elmore County Economic Development Authority. It's a separate organization. It's staffed by 18 volunteers. It's separate from the county commission, even though we do in part fund it. We have a representative with us today, Joe Corbett in the back here, that works with that organization. Their primary function is to support businesses that are already in Elmore County, attract new businesses, create jobs, and overall just increase the quality of life here for all citizens in the county. This commission also set up an industrial development authority last month, which will go a long ways in helping them be successful in their effort. But with all that information shared with you, commissioners, I would like to report that our county cruise will be completed with our portion of the entrance to the Millbrook Business Park probably within the next couple of weeks, pending weather. Is that still on track, Mr. Byer? Okay. So that's going to be very excited that we're going to have an accessible path into the business park over there, so that we can show that to prospective businesses that may want to locate in the county. Also want to make sure everyone's aware that we do have 2 project announcements that's going to be made within the next 2 weeks here in the county. Both of these projects will result in a increase in jobs in our county, which is again one of the primary functions of ACEDA. The last thing I'd like to share is we're working with the town of Elmore and doing a possible drainage program in the Elmore area. One of the first phases of that project is going to be doing surveys of the households in the area. We are in need, we have some volunteers, we're in need of additional volunteers to help do these surveys of the households in this area that we're going to be looking at doing this project. If your group, any of your school groups want to be a part of this, we already have some students from, I believe, Stanhope that have already signed up. We've already had one training meeting. Or if you need some community service hours just individually, we have 2 representatives from Central Alabama Regional Planning, Pam Trammell and Greg Clark in the back. If you're interested in doing that, it would be a great service to your community. Please have the appropriate person or yourself, whoever that may be, to see Greg or Pam in the back, and if they're standing now. If you're interested, you can see who they are. Appreciate what y'all are doing for us. But again, that would be a great effort if you wanted to participate in those surveys. I as well am glad each of y'all joined us. You always need to remember, this is your commission, this is your government, and I would always encourage you to be a part of it. Chairman, that's all I have.
Thank you. Commissioner Reeves, District 5.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to piggyback off the rest of the commissioners, but I want to say that I appreciate each and every one of the students being here today. One of the things I want you to do is make sure you be a part of your government, because first of all, when you become of age, go ahead and get registered to vote, because you need to, and in order to play in the game, you got to be in the game. So whatever you take away from here today, improve upon what we are doing, because that's what government is all about. We want to make it better for the citizens. So this is our future we are looking at now. So come here, gain all you can from this commission and any other government body, and then decide then what you want to do and who you want to support. And I represent Casada, Millbrook, part of Prattville, Wetumpka, and also Tallahassee. So on this day, I encourage all the students who are here today to make your plans. Some may want to be in politics. This may, the way you see it today, you might change your mind, not want to, but you need to support somebody, because somebody going to be in the seats where we're sitting in. So we just thank you for coming. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
It's now my privilege to share a couple things with you. I would like all of you to know, as was stated, that we appreciate you being here. This is somewhat unique for me, and some of you may or may not know, but county commissioners, by official designation, we are part-time employees, although we are the county commissioner all the time. So when people call, whatever people need, we need to be ready and available. But we also have different professions and professional careers. One area that I was involved in for many years I was an advanced placement statistics teacher at Wetumpka High School. I had the opportunity to be with and interact with students such as yourself, and to see the potential that each of you have and the opportunity that you're being given by getting an education, by experiencing extracurricular activities, whether it be sports or music or drama. All of these things that you're participating in now will be for your good. They'll be for your betterment and improvement in whatever you choose to do, whether you choose to enter the workforce, whether you choose to move to higher education, the military. Whatever challenges are before you, you are being prepared for those things now. So never be discouraged and never doubt in your potential. I've seen too many students that I have had the experience of teaching or coaching who, for some reason, felt like they weren't quite as good as the person next to them, or they couldn't do that job. And I want you to know that that's not the case. You all have great potential. You all can achieve and do whatever you desire to do. But it takes work. And so being here today, hopefully you've been exposed to some potential career opportunities. You'll get the opportunity to see some other things today. You'll also, hopefully today, you'll walk away with a better understanding of the purpose of county government. I want you to know, lastly, that county government is different than the national government. We unfortunately see a lot of things in the news on a national level that are very discouraging, that sometimes leave us wondering, why are those people doing those things? Or, I don't understand the purpose behind that particular choice or action. I want you to know that the only way that you can make a difference is by being involved. And as Commissioner Reeves said, register to vote. Be active in your community. Know what's going on. Don't be reactionary, be proactive. And if you'll do those things, then you'll never be wondering why. You'll know why. Now, you may disagree, and then you've got to take action to change things, but you'll have a much better understanding of why things are happening. So, be a part of it. Be a part of the solution, not a part of the problem. And I trust that each of you recognize the importance of that, and I'm confident that all of you have the potential to do those things. We will now have our important calendar dates from Ms. Kim.
Monday, May 1st, your Statement of Economic Interest forms are due. Saturday, May 6th, from 8 to noon is the next countywide shred event. This will be in the Judicial Complex North parking lot. And Monday, May 8th is the next commission work session at 5 with the business meeting following.
Okay, we will reconvene in just a couple of minutes with our business meeting. So if you'll just sit tight for just a second, we'll get started. All right, we will call the business meeting to order. We've invited Commissioner Mercer to offer the invocation.
Sure, let's wait these people get out.
Yeah.
Let's pray. Lord, we thank you for giving us an opportunity to come here today, Lord, and we thank you for allowing us to gather in this place, Father. We thank you for each of these students that have come here today, Lord. We ask that you bless them in their life and give them guidance, Father. And we also thank you for the teachers that are here that have invested in these students' lives. Father, I ask that you give us guidance and direction as we make decisions for the county. And we thank you for loving us. Amen.
Amen. Commissioner Reeves will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. All right, Ms. Kim, if you'll call roll.
Commissioner Holt?
Here.
Commissioner Daughtry?
Here.
Chairman Stubbs?
Here.
Commissioner Mercer?
Yeah, here.
Commissioner Reeves?
Here.
All right, special items. Is there a motion to approve the resolution honoring the life and service of Captain Robert Terry Ward?
Make a motion.
Second.
Ms. Kim?
Commissioner Holt?
Yes.
Commissioner Daughtry?
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Mercer?
Yes.
Commissioner Reeves?
Yes.
Is there a motion to approve or deny the proclamation of Child Abuse Prevention Month?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Ms. Kim?
Commissioner Holt?
Yes.
Commissioner Daughtry?
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Reeves?
Yes.
Commissioner Mercer?
Yes.
All right, proceeding with regular business, is there a motion to approve the minutes of the April 10, 2017 Commission meeting as presented in the work session?
Motion approved.
Second.
Ms. Kim?
Commissioner Holt?
Yes.
Commissioner Daughtry?
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Mercer?
Yes.
Commissioner Reeves?
Yes.
Is there a motion to approve the memorandum of warrants for the period of April 6, 2017 through April 19, 2017?
I make a motion.
Second.
Ms. Kim?
Commissioner Holt?
Yes.
Commissioner Daughtry?
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Mercer?
Yes.
Commissioner Reeves?
Yes.
All right, proceeding with old business, is there a motion to approve the appointing of Philip Jadiri to the Horseshoe Bend Regional Library Board appointment?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Ms. Kim?
Commissioner Holt?
Yes.
Commissioner Daughtry?
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Mercer?
Yes.
Commissioner Reeves?
Yes.
We'll skip the next one with no names there to consider. All right, proceeding to new business, is there a motion to approve or deny the donating the vehicle from the Sheriff's Department to the City of Wetumpka for the DARE program?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Ms. Kim?
Commissioner Holt?
Yes.
Commissioner Daughtry?
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Mercer?
Yes.
Commissioner Reeves?
Yes.
All right, is there a motion to approve or deny the back-to-school sales tax holiday resolution to authorize chairman to execute?
Motion approved.
Second.
Ms. Kim?
Commissioner Holt?
Yes.
Commissioner Daughtry?
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Mercer?
Yes.
Commissioner Reeves?
Yes.
Is there a motion to approve or deny the resolution to replace bridge on Cherokee Trail over Wallahatchie Creek?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Ms. Kim?
Commissioner Holt?
Yes.
Commissioner Daughtry?
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Mercer?
Yes.
Commissioner Reeves?
Yes.
All right, motion to approve or deny the multi-year memorandum of agreement with PCI for an annual contribution and authorize the chairman to execute.
I make a motion.
Second.
Ms. Kim?
Commissioner Holt?
Yes.
Commissioner Daughtry?
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Mercer?
Yes.
Commissioner Reeves?
Yes.
All right, proceeding with the consent docket, which consists of approved travel memo, approved County Attorney Jeff Courtney to attend legal issues facing city and county government CLE training on May 5, 2017, and approve associated expenses listed, and approve the FMLA request for Christina Womble, Tag Supervisor, effective 4/17/17. Is there a motion to approve the consent docket?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Ms. Kim?
Commissioner Holt?
Yes.
Commissioner Daughtry?
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Mercer?
Yes.
Commissioner Reeves?
Yes.
All right, personnel notifications, notification of resignation of Antonio T. Brown, Corrections Officer, effective 4/13/17. Proceeding with the reports of the Commission, Ms. McDuffie, do you have anything additional?
No, Chairman, I do not.
Mr. Byer?
No, sir, I do not.
Mr. Jones? Mr. Courtney?
No, sir, I do not.
All right, is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Ms. Kim?
Commissioner Holt?
Yes.
Commissioner Daughtry?
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Mercer?
Yes.
Commissioner Reeves?
Meeting adjourned.